Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Let's Play Skyrim. Last time, when we left off, we had just arrived at Vahlok's tomb, where we need to meet Tharstan to complete Lost Legacy.
Remarkable, isn't it? This tomb has been hidden for, well, who knows how long? Many centuries, I would think. I've had a look around, and the only interesting thing I've found is this inscription here, and a switch below it.
Completed, talk to Tharstan, explore Vahlok's tomb. I arrived at the old tomb to find Tharstan waiting for me. He was eager to start exploring the place, and he asked me to lead the way. First, I need to figure out how to open the doors in the main chamber. Once that's done, we can explore the tunnels beyond.
Now, I'm not sure if you can read the dragon language, but this seems to be a riddle of some sort. A sacrifice will bring you closer to that which you seek. I wonder what it means.
You can't make out the writing on this tablet. That's fine.
Mind your step. There seem to be some corpses strewn about on the floor here.
We'll search these Draugr and everywhere else we can get to before we mess with switches or anything like that.
I wonder if this fire pit has anything to do with the riddle. You go ahead and see what you can figure out. I'll look around and see if I can find anything of use.
So the important thing to note, locked gate here to the left, cage straight ahead, another another locked gate off to the right.
This place was quite a find.
Stairs down to the water.
Walking in these chambers is like walking in the past.
Could you repeat that inscription?
Yes, of course. It said, a sacrifice will bring you closer to that which you seek.
Do you have any insights to share about this puzzle?
Perhaps something is meant to go into the fire? Back to the adventure.
That's pretty obvious. We just want to check out the lower level before we commit, so to speak. And with that in mind, you may have already been able to see a little chest up there. Boss chest under here. Not really anything above water. On this level, there's another underwater chest here. Okay, that's everything. So then this is about as straightforward as it seems. Just have to pick a Draugr. They're shockingly hard to move. And then hit the switch up at the inscription.
You lead the way. Walking in these chambers is like walking in the past.
Alright, so now we have the 2 wings to explore. We'll go south first. And yes, it's time to begin getting ready for combat.
This is what I hired you for. Watch out! We have company.
This is all pretty standard now. Tomb full of Draugr. That's nothing we haven't seen 1,000 times. Oh, come on. Now this one at least, the puzzles have the virtue of being kind of interesting.
If only these walls could speak, I would love to hear the stories they could tell.
You can't make out the writing on this tablet. Okay, fine. The reason you aren't coming in here, bro?
Three pillars. Other than that plaque, there doesn't seem to be anything else worthy of note. Let's see what the inscription says. All men must die, often by their own means. Sounds rather grim if you ask me. The inscription must be a reference to these pillars. Who knows what dangers await us in this place? 3 pillars surrounding a central one. Perhaps they're connected somehow. Walking in these,
Okay.
they also have glowing stones of some kind at the top. They look vaguely similar to drawings I've seen of objects called impact stones. Well, see what you can figure out. I'm going to inspect these pillars further to see if I've missed something. This is most exciting, wouldn't you agree?
Ah, yes. Do you have any insights to share about this puzzle?
Well, there's a warrior, an archer, and a mage. Perhaps each statue is meant to represent a different method of combat.
Could you repeat that inscription?
Certainly. The translation was, all men must die, often by their own means. Very well. Let's keep moving.
Alright, so let's just grab up the weapons right quick. So for the sword, we need to hit the stone.
Ah, that's the trick. Ah, that's the trick.
And finally, let's get the Staff of Flames going. don't know why I still have the Stalrim dagger. Let's get rid of that. Rid of that. Go back to that. Switch back to my good old classic iron arrows. And let's get ready to fuck up some more Draugr. So, we actually do get 3 different word walls here in Vahlok's tomb. It's pretty fun. So he's got the left half of an amethyst claw.
Let's have a clue. So look at these runes.
So I'll just quickly pull up the translation of these word walls.
These runes have faded a bit, but I believe I can translate the inscription. The writing describes a guardian who defeated someone named Mora. In fact, if I'm reading this correctly, it says that Nchardak was a traitor. Most interesting. There's probably an exit through one of these sarcophagi. Let's get moving.
Word of power learned. Loyal. Battle Fury. You Thuum enchant your nearby allies' weapons, allowing them to attack faster. So we can go to the shout list, take off the first word of Battle Fury, Loyal. The word wall reads, "Here lies the guardian who gained much glory. For his eternal loyalty he joined the dead with great honor."
This place was a remarkable find.
And now we
You
can...
might well be the first to set foot in here since this tomb was sealed.
We can make our way back out to the main room. And now we can go right. Or north. Oh my, that's a lot of Draugr.
I expect there's another riddle in here, along with a puzzle. Continue along the path. Don't tread where you've been. Interesting. Well, I'm pretty sure about 2 things. 1, the riddle is most likely referring to these flat, square stones. And 2, I'm not going anywhere near them. Who knows what dangers await us in this place?
Do you have any insights to share about this puzzle?
Have you tried to walk on the plates without stepping on the same one twice?
Could you repeat that inscription?
Most certainly. The translation was, continue along the path. Don't tread where you've been. Back to the adventure. Only 5 more to go. Now let's just hope something good happens when you hit them. And... splendid!
Alright, let's fight some Draugr. Alright. 5 up, 5 down. And as you can see, there are several more.
Here's another wall with dragon language inscriptions on it.
There's the right half of the Amethyst Claw.
Find out what's written.
Completed. Explore Vahlok's tomb. Find the main burial chamber. I met Tharstan, a Nord from the Skull village who discovered an old Draugr crypt. I agreed to accompany him in exploring the old crypt. After we discovered a pair of word walls as well as 2 pieces of an ancient claw, we gained entry into a sealed chamber. Tharstan's translations suggest that we'll find a dragon priest's sarcophagus nearby.
This writing refers to a guardian who inspired both men and dragons. I wonder if the guardian was himself a man or a dragon. It looks like a secret entrance opened up along the wall. You lead the way.
First, let's get the second word of Battle Fury. Word of Power learned. Valor, Battle Fury. Well, let's unlock that one. The word wall reads as follows. This stone commemorates the valor of the Guardian, noble servant of the dragons, whose fate it was to vanquish treacherous Mirak.
I'll have to come back to this place later and take detailed notes. Let's be extra careful.
Mm-hmm. It looks like the others are all in the straight path that the claw is obviously going to open. Don't want to miss anything. Make sure there's no chest up here. Don't push me off the cliff, douchebag.
So that's where that goes. All right. Now just unlock the other one. All right. Let's see what we have next. Here's another riddle. Stay your course. To idle is to die. Well, at least it's straightforward. There appears to be a switch of some kind here. I'll just stand over here while you flip that switch. I'm sure everything will be fine. This place was a remarkable find.
This is fun.
By the nine, I've never seen anything like this. There's no platform. Keep moving and don't look down.
So once you cross one,
Ah,
it anchors
splendid.
in.
I had no doubt you'd make it across. Let's see what awaits us ahead.
So the door's
That
barred
looks
from the
like
other
quite a
side.
drop. Is there something moving down there?
Yes. Remember the corrupted shades we fought in the Break of Dawn? For whatever reason, they are back. I think for obvious reasons it's pretty useful to get rid of as many as we can.
Let's be extra careful. This is most exciting, wouldn't you agree?
So now, we sort of have the same thing to deal with.
Just me? Or are these platforms moving faster?
The timing gets less forgiving, however. But you can lock him in by getting there quick enough. So here comes a second batch.
I'm glad these platforms are here once you finish. Still want to find out what's down in that water.
Oh, come on. Alright. As I can tell, that's all of them.
Simply fascinating. Who's what dangers await us in this place?
So that one's barred from the other side too, so let's just get started.
These platforms are definitely moving. I'm guessing this one will be even faster. Just remember to stay focused. And most importantly, run. Walking in these chambers is like walking in the past.
Looks like we already bagged all the shades. Alright, we're through. But it's worth exploring the bottom at least once, because there is some amount of treasure down here. We'll start with this one. Or I thought there was anyway. I would have sworn there was at least one treasure chest down here in the water. Looks like I might have been wrong. At least we can explore all these little tunnels. I guess I was wrong. No matter, we can catch up to Tharston now and make our way through the main passage.
That's all I can make out from this etching. I'll check the rest and see if there's anything else. You keep trying out the combinations. I didn't think you were going to survive that fall, let alone those things that were down there.
So if you look at the amethyst claw, it's got nothing about the puzzle on either half.
This place was a remarkable find. Let's be extra careful.
I think I missed his dialogue. So let me see if I can pull up what he said. So otherwise I'm just going to have to cheat the puzzle. This is what he said. Ah, the Hall of Stories. These are found in many ancient Nord tombs. There must be hundreds of years of history etched in these walls. Too bad they seem to be too damaged to read. He then looks at the puzzle door. Looks like it needs some sort of key. Maybe those half claws you found would fit in here if you put them together. Then he looks at the walls again. Perhaps there's enough undamaged text in these etchings to tell the combination. Ah yes, here's something. The first has to do with a breeze, or maybe it's wind. The second one mentions the night sky and the moon, and the third has something to do with fire. It also seems to mention scales. Fire and scales is obvious. That's a dragon. Wind and...
This tomb is a discovery of great significance. We'll be remembered for this.
Wind and breeze, meanwhile, is probably the eagle. And the night sky and the moon is probably the wolf. Let's give that a whirl.
There you go. I didn't doubt you for a second. Let's see what's ahead.
And in here, naturally, we're going to fight the Dragon Priest. His name is Vahlok the Jailer. Oh, don't do that. Defeat Vahlok. That's so fucking bogus. Completed. Defeat Vahlok. Talk to Tharstan. I met Tharstan, a Nord from the Skull Village who discovered an old Draugr crypt. I agreed to accompany him in exploring the old crypt. Inside, we found the tomb of a dragon priest left behind long ago to guard against a traitor from his own order. Vahlok does not have a mask.
How amazing! A real dragon priest. In all my years as a historian, I never thought I'd see anything like that. I suppose that was Vahlok. He must have had this entire place built for him so that he could maintain his vigil, even beyond death.
He must have been someone important.
Indeed. I knew knew that the dragon priests were thought to have been powerful men of great will, but I had no idea. Well, I suppose I've seen everything I came for, and you kept up your end of the bargain. I promised payment, and here it is. Now I think I'll spend some more time studying this word war. What a book this will make.
1,000 gold added. Completed. Lost Legacy. I met a historian named Tharstan in Skull Village, and he hired me to help him explore an old tomb he'd discovered. It turned out to be the tomb of a dragon priest named Vahlok, who I fought and defeated. So, Lost Legacy comes off the quest list.
I admit, it was quite a thrill to watch you vanquish that dragon priest. You can leave if you like. I think I'll be safe now.
And, just in case you were wondering, Vahlok's tomb is cleared now. We can take it off the list. 5 locations left to clear, and only 2 to discover.
This place is all I'd hoped, and much more. Now that was a proper adventure.
Oops.
History truly comes alive here, don't you think? You've quite a keen mind to go with those steel nerves.
Why all the traps and puzzles?
A good question. Partly to keep unwanted intruders away, I suppose. They might also have been meant as tests, to ensure that only the truly worthy can reach the main burial chamber. Who can say, really? The motives of the dragon priests are as inscrutable as those of the dragons they worship.
Do you think this place has any connection with the skull?
I've been thinking about that, and I believe it does. I believe it was the ancient ancestors of the skull who built this tomb for their master, the dragon priest they called the Guardian. In all likelihood, these people were ancient Nords who came with the dragon priest to live here on Solstheim. Separated from their people on the mainland, they developed a distinct culture that became the skull we know today. Of course, this is all just theory and conjecture. It is likely we will never know the truth.
What have you learned about this place?
This is clearly a tomb, if a rather elaborate one. I would guess it was built for a dragon priest who achieved great fame in his time. It seems he was held in high regard by both men and dragons, because he defeated a traitor named Mirak. Perhaps Mirak was also a dragon priest, probably a contemporary of this Guardian. He must have turned against his own order. After his defeat, Mirak was banished to Solstheim, and the Guardian was made his jailer. I'll return to my studies.
Alright, let's hit the boss chest. And before we leave, of course we want to get the 3rd word of Battle Fury. Word of power learned, Inspire Battle Fury. That comes off the list. The word wall translates, Noble Nord, forever remember the mighty Guardian whose great courage inspired both men and dragon. Alright. With that little bit done, we are going to continue the main quest. First we need to get out of here. So from here, let's head east and a little bit south to the dwarven ruin of Nchardak, where Neloth is waiting for us to tackle the Path of Knowledge.
Dwemer certainly knew how to build for the ages. These towers have outlasted their creators by millennia.
There we have discovered Nchardak. There's only one location left to discover in the entire game.
The book is housed inside that dome. I'll need to unlock the door for us. Let's get on with it. Here we are, Nchardak. The book we're after is right inside that dome. This place was deserted when I was here last. That's that, then. It's good to have everyone not running off to that damn sacred stone every night. I suppose I have you to thank for that. That's that, then. The Ashfrablade Mountain holds secrets. Secrets I mean to uncover.
Where are we headed?
The book is housed in the main dome. I sealed the door the last time I was here, as a precaution against thieves and other meddlers.
I found this heartstone with the ring.
Not now. Wait till we are back at Tel Mithrin. Shall we get on with it?
Alright, we're gonna go. So the outside of the ruin is now packed with reavers.
I had to clean out the riffraff last time I was here too. Where did they come from?
Neloth is a very powerful ally.
Maybe now we can finally begin what we came here for.
Maybe. I wouldn't count on it, though. You'll definitely want to at least check the water. Around all the many various pillars and pipes and whatnot that comprise Nchardak. There's an expert chest. Good. I knew it. I didn't think I was wasting my time. There. So there's a ramp back up, but let's finish exploring the water first. Not that there's much more to see. Okay, no, I think we're actually good. So here we're back to where we first went in, which is perfect. I love the way he talks about the Reavers. I had to clean out the riffraff last time I was here, too. Where do they come from? It's an excellent question. And we can fire that ballista if we want to, but there's no particular need to do so. Got an apprentice-locked chest here. I'm just trying to make sure we've adequately explored all the platforms and we aren't missing any journals or anything like that. Got two paths that eventually bring us to this main door.
The Dwemer of Nchardak appear to have been wrong. Control premises. Luckily, I found a cube operated inside on my last visit. I sealed the door when I left to keep out ignorant meddlers. Let me unlock it. The book is just inside.
Nchardak reading room.
You can see the book right here.
Completed. Travel to Nchardak with Neloth.
Close. But trust me, no magic will open that.
Restore the steam supply to the Dwemer reading room. In order to defeat Mirak, I need to find more of Hermaeus Mora's black books, the source of his knowledge and power. The Telvanni wizard Neloth found one of these books in the dwarven ruin of Nchardak, but it is locked inside some kind of protective mechanism. Maybe together we can find a way to get at this black book.
I'd have had the book already if it could. No, we'll have to do this the hard way. If we can restore the steam supply to this room, I'm certain I can open it. As you'll see, that's easier said than done. This way to the boilers. Follow me.
To the Nchardak Great Chamber.
The last time I was here, I only explored a small part of the ruins. I was here alone then, and I found an assistant is absolutely essential for this kind of dirty, dangerous work.
If you nick under here, there's an expert locked chest. Oops. Did not want the ruby.
Nchardak, the city of 100 towers. In its day, it was the largest of the great Dwemer archives, and perhaps the most advanced. In the old stories, when the Nords came to conquer it, it said that Dwemer submerged the entire city beneath the sea until the invaders gave up. I have my doubts, but the city was a marvel of Dwemer engineering, now reduced to this. As you can see, most of the lower levels of the city are flooded, but it isn't hopeless. The old Dwemer pumps still seem to work. Watch. But the pumps only operate when a cube is in the pedestal. Unfortunately, I only have one cube. These 4 boilers provide steam to the room upstairs. They're shut down, but they still respond to the control cubes. So, if we can find 4 more cubes, we can turn these boilers back on and restore steam power to the room upstairs. Then I should be able to open the book's protected case. Bring that cube. We'll need it.
Control cube acquired. You now have 1.
Yes, here we are. This device shows the location of 4 more cubes in this section of the city. It looks like most of the cubes were moved to the lower levels, perhaps to try to control the flooding before the city was abandoned. Interesting. That would suggest that the city must have originally sunk during the first cataclysm of Red Mountain. Or that the Dwemer's servitors continued to try to preserve the city after their creator's disappearance. 3 of the cubes are through here. This seems like a sensible place to start. You should be able to unseal this door with the control cube I gave you.
Open the Nchardak workshop. Alright. There is the first cube, but don't mess with it just yet. Explore around before you grab cubes willy-nilly. In this case, we don't really have much choice.
I hope the rest of the cubes are this easy to find. Although knowing that Dwemer, I'd rather doubt it.
Control cube acquired. You now have 2. And we start fighting constructs.
You are no match for my magic. These must be the great workshops of Nchardak. Impressive, even in ruins. In the city's days of glory, it was reputed to be able to assemble a complete automaton in a single day. Much of the Dwemer's army at the Battle of Red Mountain must have come from here.
Trying to see which ones are live. None of the Centurions, apparently. That's good.
It looks like we'll need to lower the water level to make any more progress.
Okay. Oh. That one's live. Neloth says that, but I'm unconvinced.
I believe these pillars will activate the pumps for this roof, assuming they still work.
Alright, well, let's search the automatons first. And do what we can just by swimming before everything comes to life. Now you can't, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't operate control pedestals that are submerged. So we will have to lower the water level to mess with either of those. Before we do, let's see what's through this door. Nothing at the moment. Okay. Well, let's do what Neloth says then. Let's use our 2 current cubes and lower the water level.
Oh, good. Now we can see if we can find a way to get that next cube.
Or not. Come on. Okay. So here on this middle level, you can see there's more stuff to get. Because, of course there is. We can search the spheres. You see here there are 2 control pedestals. Let's try this one first. That raises that bridge. Then this one opens up a staircase. Neat. We can head right or left first, it seems. Neloth's heading right, so I think I'll head left.
Nothing down here.
That's gonna fuck with the water level if I grab it, so let's open the chest first.
Maybe through here.
Control cube acquired. You now have 2.
I'm out this instant. Unfortunately, each cube we retrieve shuts down the corresponding pumps, raising the water level. We'll have to be careful.
That's okay. Now we can hit cube number 2 here.
Let's see where this leads.
We're actually going to want to raise it to get across. Looks like.
There's a passage up there. We could reach it if the water level was higher.
Let's get them both.
With the water level this high, we can swim across the collapsed part of the passage and reach the other side.
There's our other cube. I suppose we can go ahead and grab it. Control cube acquired.
Very good.
You now have
In my
4.
count, we've found a total of 4 cubes, assuming you haven't dropped any anywhere. Is someone there?
Now we can hit this. And just like that, we're back at the workshop entrance. So let's head back to the Great Chamber.
You'll need to lower the water level before we can proceed any further.
So if we lower it 1 tick, as you can see, that gets us to this platform and nothing else. So let's hit it again.
You'll be somewhere through the northern door. You won't be able to open it until the water level is lower.
So let's explore more of the Great Chamber now. There's a spot here for another cube, of course. And a novice locked chest. Before I lower the water level even more, let me check out the other side. Looks like we got quite the array of constructs here. Interesting. Neloth's over here fighting a ballista. It's exciting. 2 ballistas. We'll unlock this door. He'll go through. This is the Nchardak aqueduct. Before we follow him, though, we'll want to play around and explore more of the Great Chamber ourselves. I don't doubt you noticed that other pump here on the other side. Let's hit it. Lower the water level even more. We can open this door for a chest. Hooray. And you'll notice we're at the bottom of the entire cavern now. Let's explore around down here. Some malachite ore, if you still have need of that. Another chest tucked away over here. This one with an apprentice lock. That seems to be it. So let's head back over here. Get our second cube back. And follow Neloth into the aqueduct.
Guess that must be the pump activator up there. But how to reach it? We'll need to get all three of these bridges down in order to reach the pump control.
Alright, well, let's see what we can do. Actually, before I do that, as usual, I like to swim. It looks like we'll be down here eventually anyway, so maybe I don't need to worry about it. Let's try playing with these. Uh-huh. There we go. That wasn't so bad.
That's it. Don't touch anything else. Quickly now.
Onward. And then we make our way up here.
What a mess. I'm getting tired. I have an idea. I'll wait here and retrieve this cube once you find the last one ready.
So we're able to lower the water level, which of course is important because you might have seen a pedestal over there. Spinning blade traps are always fun. There is a chest hiding back here. Naturally, the gate opens out, because why wouldn't it? And there's the last cube.
Do you have the cube? Good, good. Then I'll take this cube and we can be on our way.
So he's going to raise the water level again.
Watch out. The water's rising even higher with both pumps shut down. That was easier than I expected. I'm glad you were here to do all the hard work. With the cube I retrieved from the pumping pedestal, we should now have 5 cubes. Exactly what we need. Now we can finally see about getting those boilers started.
Yeah, but before we do that, I know there's a way to get over to those others. There's a way behind those doors, I just can't remember what. I thought there was anyway. Maybe I'm hallucinating. Let me cheat right quick just to see if there's anything back here. Yes, there is. So how do you open these? Okay, there is a switch right there. How do you get up here without cheating? That's a hefty part of the question. I can't have Neloth teleporting behind the door either, but, well, maybe you can just brute force your way up here now. Oh, yeah, you can. That was remarkably easy, actually. That's all there is. Okay, good. Let's get him. Let's search his chest. That's just a enchanted helmet, I think. If I pop over here, well, I was hopeful that that switch would have opened that gate, but apparently not. Is it one of these three? I don't think so. I think they only... Ah, no, it was. How interesting. And now we can search this chest. And now we're done, so we can head back out to the main room. Good. That went well, actually. Now we just have to swim out. now that we're out here, we can grab one of these, raise the water level again. I guess I'll need to talk to Neloth to get the fourth one.
Here, I picked up this cube for you.
Why do we need these cubes?
I thought I made myself clear the first time. The boilers in the Great Hall provide steam to the reading room upstairs, which we need in order to open the book's protected case. We need a total of 5 cubes, 1 to operate the pump in the Great Hall, the other 4 to activate the boilers.
Cool.
How do we get on with it?
Now we can turn on the boilers.
That seems to have done it. Good. It took longer than I'd hoped, but at least it's finally done. Look out! Another steam centurion!
And with that one down, we have finally cleared Nchardak. You heard the chime, I assume. It's off the list. 4 locations left to clear. Completed, restore the steam supply to the Dwemer reading room. Release the book from the Dwemer contraption.
I'm going to head back upstairs and see if the reading room has steam. If so, it should be a simple matter to release the book.
I'll be there shortly. Just need to see what's back here. Boss chest, naturally. Cool. And we're out.
Yes, it worked. The steam is flowing. Now, it should be as simple as... That should do it. At last. I hope it was worth it. Please, be my guest. You deserve the first look. Besides, it could be very dangerous. These books are known to drive many people insane.
Alright, so we unlocked an achievement, the Path of Knowledge. Complete the Path of Knowledge. 71 out of 75, 94%. So close, at the summit of Apocrypha. Complete at the summit of Apocrypha. Fair enough. So we've completed the Path of Knowledge. We have started the Gardener of Men. First objective is read the Black Book. With the help of the Telvanni wizard Neloth, I found another of Hermaeus Mora's black books in the dwarven ruin of Nchardak, the Gardener of Men. With Neloth's help, I gained access to the Black Book in Nchardak, now to read it and learn more of Mirak's knowledge. This one is...
Please, go right ahead. I have plenty to occupy me for the moment. Aren't you going to read the book? I didn't go to all this trouble just to stand around admiring it. It was fascinating to watch those tentacles grow out of your eyes. The ash from Red Mountain holds secrets. Secrets I mean to uncover.
This one is Epistolary Acumen.
Oh, good. Be sure to say hello to Hermaeus Mora for me if you see him.
So take Black Book Epistolary Acumen. off the book list. Completed. Read the Black Book. Learn the hidden knowledge of epistolary acumen. So, first, let me figure out what the book says. The book reads, Epistolary Acumen by the Transparent One. Bring you forth the love-struck mute who prays with vigor on his love, and set the sky alight with all who dare to struggle gainst our move. For we are they who own the night, and all who dwell without us fall. We drink the mind grapes formed of thought, and wail a tumult on the wall, to sweep. And that's that. Well, let's make our way, as usual. Platforming. Hooray. As you can see, the tunnel actually has timed swings to the left and right. I don't think there's any reason to hang out in it, unless you just want to get tentacle whipped. Let me check the other side to be sure of that. Nope, we're good. So the far end is moving side to side as well. And in this case, the bridge in the middle isn't lowered yet. We'll have to exit out here in order to hit the scry. And then we can cross over here and head to Chapter 2. Oh, that was fun. We got a lurker over here. And a high seeker over here. And a second high seeker right here. Suppose we need to deal with all of them. Alright, let's search the seeker remains. Read all those. Read all those. Search the lurker. Check the stand. Nothing. There's Chapter 1. Let's search the pod. We've read those. Let's hit the scry, which is doubtless going to open this gate. There's another pod down here. And here's Chapter 3. Seeker Aspirant and a Seeker. I think yeah, I do know Reanimate Corpse. It's a Revenant that I still haven't learned. What about the other one? War of the First Council. Pretty sure we've read that. Yes, we have. Let's just head up the stairs then. Now let's go again. Now we're linear. Only one way to go. That's fine. Oh, interesting. We got more of this shit going on. Which, by the way, I hate. Looks like it goes 3 directions. I'll need to make sure I explore all 3 before I go through the actual tunnel. Let's hit the Vindicator here. Almost seems like this is actually the intended way to get over here. Read all those. The Waters of Oblivion is a new book. So, let's read it and take it off the list. It's another rare one out of the base game that we just hadn't found yet. I think I have read Cleansing of the Fane. Yes, I have. The Waters of Oblivion. 120 numbered ages in the void that fated folk had grown deep-schooled in evil. Then the bright gods resolved to punish those faithless spirits and shatter the unruly caitiffs, those huge unholy scathers loathsome to the light. They repented exceedingly that they had gazed upon oblivion, and seen there the first of dark kin, and welcomed them as brothers and sisters. The principalities of victory beheld how great was the wickedness of the wayward spirits, and saw that they were bold in sin and full of wiles. They resolved then to chasten the tribes of Daedra, and smite dark kind with hammer and hand. But ever shall darkness contest the light, and great were the powers that breathed the void and laid waste upon one another, and no oath might bind them, so deep were they in envy and perfidy. For once the portals are opened, who shall shut them upon the rising tide? Okay, that's charming. That one is done. And then once you're down here, you can see that with no scrying at all, we get access to a pod, which is always nice. And we can hit a scry right here to raise a bridge and get back to the platforming. And before I head all the way through, need to check the far end of this one too. Two more seekers. And another pod. Boethia's Glory is another new book. A rare one from the base game. Boethia's Glory. Look upon the face of Boethia and wonder. Raise your arms that Boethia may look on them and bestow a blessing. Know that death is an eventuality. Know that you are dust in the eyes of Boethia. Long is the arm of Boethia, and swift is the blade. Deep is the cut, and subtle is the poison. Worship, O faithful, pray your death is short. Worship, O faithful, pray your death is quiet. Worship, O faithful, worship the glory that is Boethia. That, I think, is the last one. That is, the last lore book that I haven't, that I'm not going to get a guaranteed copy of somewhere else. By that I mean like there are journals and quest books and stuff left to find, but everything that's fully randomized is now accounted for. That's pretty cool. So we head out here. Got a Seeker Aspirant to deal with. Repel Undead. Do I know that spell yet? I do not. That is a new spell. Let's learn it and take it off the list. Awesome. It's Hermaeus Mora. Nice. There's a lurker to fight. Thankfully, we aren't quite platforming anymore. We're just moving along. Now we can hit the scry and go through the tunnel this way. Interesting. There's Seekers in here. At least 3 by my count. Maybe 4. There's a 1 and 2. And 3. And 4. And finally, there's chapter 4. Make sure to check the vessel before we head here to the Black Book. And Hermaeus is going to chat with us.
Well done, my champion. Your journey towards enlightenment has finally led you here to my realm. as I knew it would.
What do you want of me this time?
You have entered my realm. You have sought out the forbidden knowledge that only one other has obtained. You are Dragonborn, like Mirak before you, a seeker of knowledge and power.
Yes, I came here to learn Mirak's secrets.
All that he knows, he learned from me. I know what you want. To use your power as Dragonborn, to bend the world to your will. Here, then, use the knowledge you need, although you did not know you needed it. The second word of power. Use it to bend the wills of mortals to your purpose.
So he teaches us the second word of bend will, which is mind. Take that one off the shout list.
But this is not enough. Mirak knows the final word of power. Without that, you cannot hope to surpass him. Mirak served me well, and he was rewarded. I can grant you the same power as he wields, but all knowledge has its price.
Isn't Mirak your ally? Why help me defeat him?
He has served me long and well, but he grows restless under my guidance. His desire to return to your world will spread my influence more widely, but it will also set him free from my direct control. It may be time to replace him with a more loyal servant. One who still appreciates the gifts that I have to offer.
Why do I need this word of power to defeat Mirak?
Even dragons submit to Mirak's voice. Without that power, you cannot face him. So say I, Hermaeus Mora, master of the tides of fate.
So what's your price for the final word of power?
Knowledge for knowledge. The Scar have withheld their secrets from me for many long years. The time has come for this knowledge to be added to my library.
What if the Skull refused to give up their secrets?
My servant Mirak would have found a way to bring me what I want. So will you, if you wish to surpass him. Send the Skull Shaman to me. He holds the secrets that will be mine.
We've completed Learn the Hidden Knowledge of Epistolary Acumen. Next is Talk to Storn. With Neloth's help, I gained access to the Black Book in Nchardak. I read it and was transported to Hermaeus Mora's realm of Apocrypha, where I found the book's counterpart. Hermaeus Mora himself appeared and taught me the second word of Bend Will. He has promised to teach me the third word, but only in return for the secrets of the Skull. Alright. Now we get to pick an ability, as usual. Dragonborn. Oh, achievement unlocked. Hidden Knowledge. Learn the secrets of 5 black books. 72 out of 75, 96%. Activate Dragonborn Force. Your unrelenting force shout does more damage and may disintegrate enemies. Flame. When your fire breath shout kills an enemy, a fireworm emerges from their corpse to fight for you for 60 seconds. Your frost breath shout encases foes in ice. Basically, makes the ice form shout redundant. That's pretty cool. I think I'll take that one. Head back to Solstheim.
What happened? What did you see? Different people have very different experiences when reading these books.
I talked to Hermaeus Mora.
You're still acting surprisingly sane, too. What did he have to say? He must have wanted something from you.
He wants the secrets of the Skull in exchange for teaching me the third word.
What secrets could they have worth keeping from old Mora? Sounds like a bargain to me. Hermaeus Mora learned some fascinating new ways to skin a hawker, and you become the second most powerful Dragonborn that ever lived. Well, that gives me a lot to think about. I need to get back to Tel Mithril. I have some ideas about how to locate more of these black books.
We're gonna get bum rushed by a dragon on our way out. Let's just be ready. Krosulha.
Soon Nchardak will return to resume.
Yeah, you're done, bro.
This dragon's soul belongs to me.
So Nchardak is going to absorb the soul. That's fine. I have a little time to kill until the, I'm waiting for Rallus Sedaris' third letter. So first I'm going to see if, Elinia feels like giving me the Vampire Dust quest. Nchardak has absorbed the Dragon Soul. Let me make sure I don't need to unlock the second word of Bend Will. I do.
Another wanderer. As a matter of fact, I need a hag Ravenclaw. I'll pay extra.
Looks like she's never gonna shift gears on that quest, so...
We're one of the same kind, you and I. I'm glad to have met you.
This is interesting, though. What can you tell me about Ildari Sarathril?
She was a headstrong one, always pushing Master Neloth to teach her more. Her lust for power was her undoing. She let Master Neloth do some ritual thing to her. We buried her out back. That was some 20 years ago now. Mafala cloak you.
Alrighty. That's Neloth coming back. Let's bounce to the Skull Village right quick. Not to talk to Storin yet, but... to, see if we can finally get Fenari's Bandit Leader quest.
Thurston hasn't stopped talking about the crypt you explored with him. I suppose I've always spoken my mind and tried to do... We are Nord. We live... Also, like the Nords of old, we embrace the Allming.
Alrighty. Well... I suppose now's a fine time to talk to Neloth regarding the Old Friends quest.
Good day, friend. Keeping well?
What can you tell me about Ildari Sarathril?
Master Neloth's old apprentice? The one before me? I never met her. Master Neloth took me on because she died. I heard it was messy. Until next time.
My new steward is acceptable. If only he made better tea.
This Heartstone is the source of the attacks.
I've known for decades that heartstones will animate the ash, but it would have to be very close by. Where exactly did you find this heartstone?
It was in Ildari Sarathril's grave.
Ildari? Then it was my own fault. She was my apprentice before Talvis. She volunteered for one of my experiments involving heartstones. It was quite annoying when she died.
There wasn't a body in the grave, just the Heartstone.
What? That's impossible. Wait, unless she didn't actually die, the Heartstone could have kept her right at the edge of life and death. Could it be? Could Ildari still be alive? Could she be my nemesis? Wait a moment, while I cast a more specific divination.
Neloth's Ring of Tracking removed, Heartstone removed.
I call upon the powers of the sun, moons, and stars. Ildari Sarathril, reveal yourself.
seek her in High Point Tower.
So, Ildari does live, after all. She thought she could hide from me, but she can't. She's holed up in High Point Tower. Go rip that thrice-cursed heart stone from her chest.
Completed. Speak to Neloth. Kill Ildari. Why don't you do this? Why
I
me?
don't have time to go traipsing all over Solstheim. If I don't hear back from you after a while, you're probably dead. Maybe I'll send Talvis out next. Be sure to bring back an amusing story of how Ildari died.
Neloth is being attacked by an unknown assailant. I discovered the source of the attacks was a heartstone hidden in Ildari Sarothril's grave. Neloth has divined that his former apprentice is still alive and seeking vengeance on him. Neloth asked me to track down and kill Ildari.
Did you film
Well, before I go to High Point Tower and do that, let's just go grab the Hagraven Claw that Ilinia wants. I'm really just killing time because I want to advance the Unearthed quest. And I really don't want to do too much in advance of that. Of course, I've been going nearly 2 hours. It's about time to end this video, but I don't think these 3 named Hagravens will respawn. But I might not all... It also might clear their corpses. In fact, it did. Oh well, that's fine. I mean, I don't know where else to find Hagraven Claws on the island, but I don't really need to, so it doesn't really matter. Well, what else can I do? Guess I can go to Raven Rock, just because I haven't been there in a while. Might be fun.
I don't know who sent you here, but you've given us something to build on here. I hope someday we can repay you for your kindness.
Exposed over there.
Look at me.
If I had the
I'm a
resources at
different
my
person,
disposal, build
and
your
I
wall
have you
myself.
to thank for it.
I understand.
I'm just bouncing from settlement to settlement, waiting for the courier to show up. Alright, I've had enough at this point. I'm just gonna wait. He'll show eventually. He has to. There's just so little, like, I don't want to go back to the main one. That's too much. What I really want to do is somehow convince stinking Fanari to give me her bandit leader
You
quest.
risked your life to save Baldur. Your name will be honored.
She's just not doing it.
I am the leader of the Skal, but it's the Allmaker who...
Back and forth. He always seems to find me when I exit a building, so let's try doing it this way. Come on, Mr. Courier. Ah, good. There he is.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here. Another letter from Rallis. He's starting to scare me a little. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Completed. Wait for a message from Rallis. Return to Kolbjorn Barrow. So now we can read Letter from Rallis Sedaris 3. Take it off our book list. Incidentally, there is a note that we're never going to get called a letter from Septimus Cygnus. It happens if you complete the first part of discerning the transmundane prior to reaching the appropriate level. He'll send you a note asking you to come back and help him. I just spotted that, so I'm taking it off the list. Anyway, let's read Rallis's third letter. I hope you're not angry, but I may need some more resources. Come around when you have time. Return to Kolbjorn Barrow. I agreed to continue funding Rallis Sedaris' excavation of Kolbjorn Barrow. I should return and see how the work is going. And because I'm coming up on the 2-hour mark, I am going to do that next time on Let's Play Skyrim. Until then, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please consider clicking an ad, liking, sharing, or subscribing, any or all of which really help me out. But regardless, please know that I really appreciate the time you spend watching, and hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.